What's up, guys? Let's go over our strength for today, right? So we're doing a segment snatch plus a snatch, right? So the goal here, right, we're working technique. We're doing this early in the week this week. Technique focused. We're not super focused on maxing out today in this. We're working on positions, right? Primarily that position pulling from the floor to our knee. And we do this very often in the warm-ups for our snatch days. We just working positions and pausing at certain areas, and now we're going to be doing with some load, right? So our goal here, segment snatch plus snatch, I am pausing at my knee, finishing the snatch, and then putting the bar down, and then doing another snatch without pausing at my knee, right? So primary focus here for this is I'm going to set up a perfect position at that knee, right? So I start with the bar at my shin, right? Or with the weights on the floor, obviously. My weight is mid-foot. Posture is, my chest is up, my back is flat, my eyes are forward. I'm gonna pull to my knee. When I pull to my knee, I'm pushing my knees out, right? Pushing my knees out and pulling them back. So I'm clearing a space for the bar. I'm getting my knees out of the way. I don't want that bar to loop away from my body. I'm just making it harder on myself then, right? So knees backing out, okay? You should feel tension in your hamstrings at that point of pausing. Boom. Another thing to note, look, my shoulders are now over the bar. I'm here, shoulders over the bar, and then if I were to complete the snatch, boom, shoulders behind the bar, okay? So here I'm in line, shoulders over the bar, shoulders behind the bar, complete the lift, all right? Another thing to note, this is likely the most important thing to point out when doing this, is torso position. Look, torso position here, torso position here. My angle relative to the floor is the same, or roughly the same. So what's not happening here is I'm not rising aggressively to my chest, or also most common mistake would be rising too fast with my hips because I'm thinking about pulling my knees out of the way of the bar, right? So I'm here, boom, look. My chest drops, the angle is no longer the same. I've made it more acute, right? So we're trying to avoid that. I'm thinking, maintain that angle, finish the snatch. All right, so this was the primary talking points for this, right? Our more advanced athletes are doing the squat variation. Advanced athletes that aren't super comfortable in the overhead squat position can do power variation because the real goal here is working on our pull anyways. So I don't mind, hey, we don't really need to get to the overhead squat today. I would encourage those athletes to maybe try to catch lower and lower, or maybe add an overhead squat attempt at the end of the complex, and maybe they'll see themselves getting lower and lower over time, but don't have them forced to position, right? Warm-ups are general. I didn't really go over the warm-up for this because I wanted to make sure that the primary focus of this video was on what we're doing and working on. But our warm-up's the same, right? Like I would warm up with segmented muscle snatch, segmented power snatch, right? Obviously after general warm-up of, you know, behind the neck press, overhead squat, but you can even do a double segment. I like a double segment sometimes in the warm-up just to kind of work on that pull to your hip. So you can go like pause the knee, pause the hip, muscle snatch. Pause the knee, pause the hip, power snatch. Progressively get lower until you're in your squat snatch. All right, and then you can go to just pausing at the knee only. Make this very positional focused, okay? So I didn't really harp too much on the warm-up. I wanted the concept to be, make sure that it was portrayed for you guys so that you can portray it to your class to the best of your ability, all right? Let's get after it.